You said Mexican, right? That's what you are right here. Where is Issachar? You're from the tribe of Issachar. That's your real nationality.
Right.
Mexican is a slave term. It's not real. Quick question. Y'all both speak Spanish, right? How do you speak Spanish? Why? Where'd it come from? Your mom taught you, right? Why do you speak Spanish? Your family, right? So it's tradition that you speak Spanish, right? But guess what? You spoke Hebrew before that.
Right.
The Spaniards enslaved you and taught you the language. Just like the so-called African Americans, how we speak English, right? The English conquered us. That's why we speak their language. That's why we have their last names. Just like you have the Spaniards' last names. Garcia, Ruiz, all of your names are slave names. God gave you biblical names though. He said he's gonna cut us off, right? Cut us off from our inheritance. Jeremiah, right? Right? So you said Colombian, right? So you're from the tribe of Asher. So you're talking about Colombia to Uruguay, right? The Incas, right? The Incas. Have y'all seen the movie Apocalypto? Y'all have it? How old are y'all? 15? How old are you? Oh man, y'all gotta watch that. It shows you a lot about your history, right? The Incas, the Mayans, us fighting against each other, right? Sacrificing each other, right? That's what we did. That's what our people did. I'm Northern Kingdom, right? I'm from the tribe of Reuben. So you might have thought because of my skin color I look like I'm an African American, right? But actually, I'm from Reuben. I'm a Seminole Indian. All right? I'm a Seminole Indian, so I'm a Reubenite. This is what they did to our people. This is what they did to your people. You see this right here? This is what the 10 tribes are basically the mostly Hispanic tribes, right? So you look what they did. Look, we have fringes on our clothes. You see what we have on the edge? If you go to traditional things like Hispanic things, like say for instance, sometimes the quinceañera or something like that, when they have on the, what are those garments called? The warlike garments. They have fringes at the bottom of it. Fringes on the bottom of their garments. Y'all always kept that. The Native Americans always kept that law to wear fringes on their ceremonial garments. Right? They don't even know why they do it. But guess what? Because of a process of time of slavery, enslavement, indoctrination of America. All of that stuff happened and they forgot why they even wear it. But this is biblical. Right? Give me number 15. 15, no, give me, you got Jeremiah? Give me that first. Y'all gonna learn some history. And it's good. You 15, you said 17, right? Listen, this is the best thing you can ever hear in your life. By far, all right? Come on. Now I'm gonna show you how the Hispanics came over to America, to the South Central and North America. Come on.
Jeremiah chapter 17 verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thy heritage that I give thee, and I will cause thee to serve thy enemy.
Read it again.
And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue.
He said we should what?
Discontinue.
He said we were going to discontinue, come on,
from thy heritage.
From the heritage that God gave us. We was going to discontinue. We're going to start calling ourselves Mexican, Colombian, African American, right? Puerto Rican. You know what that means? Puerto Rican means? Puerto Rico means rich port. That's what it means, a rich port that they what? They came and stole all of that from us. That was our land. They came and stole everything. Just like the English came and stole America, where the Native Americans dwelt, right? Come on.
And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thy heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thy enemy.
But we were going to come over here and serve our enemies. Let's think about it. In our neighborhoods, right? We live in the worst conditions. Am I correct? Why? Is it because that we're not smart enough to go live how we want to live? Or do you think it's systematic? Systematic, right? That's anywhere you go. You can take an Hispanic, you say the South Side to Memphis, Tennessee, you're going to see Hispanics there. Any South Side of America knows what? Hispanics going to be there. That's the stigma they got on the Hispanics. That's crazy. right? But it's systematic, done like that, to keep us away from each other. You wouldn't know on the street, we say, hey, listen, bro, you my brother. You wouldn't think so because you weren't raised to be our brother. I wasn't raised to say, hey, sis, you my sister. Even though you Mexican, but you my sister, though. We weren't raised that, but we're the same people. Same exact people, same bloodline. You got that? Let me show you that we spoke Hebrew. Come on.
This is the book of Lost Tribes and Promised Land. The woman got off and...
Yes, sir. This is a book that white scholars wrote. Right? White scholars wrote this, right? And this is the history that we don't know. Come on.
The woman got off and spoke to Francisco in an Indian tongue that Montesinos could not understand, although he could perceive that he was being identified in the conversation. She then turned to her male companions to explain the situation. Upon hearing her words, they rose, went over to Montesinos, and to his utter astonishment said, Shema, Yisrael, Adonai, Elohim, Adonai, Elohad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one.
That was in Hebrew. They came over and translated that. She said, oh, this is our language. She knew she was a translator. This was our language. She said, Israel, talking about Israelites. All right? That showed you that we spoke Hebrew. It wasn't Spanish. Right? But that's a slave language that you have. All right? You got something else? No. Give me second Esdras. Give me second Esdras.
Bring it out.
Chapter 13.
The book of second Esdras, chapter 13, verse 40.
Let me show you how you got on this side of the earth.
Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners.
That was carried away prisoners. So let me show you something. It's 12 tribes of Israel. That's biblical, right? The 12 tribes of Israel, the sons of Jacob, right? He had 12 sons. The southern kingdom was of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. Judah is where Christ is actually from. That's his bloodline, right? It's like we cousins, but we all still have, we family. We have the same blood, but we all have our own separate, families. But we're all one, right? So you have Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. These were the southern kingdom. If you read it in Kings, where was it Kings? Chapter Kings 12, when we say the split. Matter of fact, get that. It was a split, right? It was a split where the southern kingdom stayed and the northern kingdom, which is mostly the Hispanic tribes, right? From Ephraim down to Naphtali, they went on and did their own thing. They went serving other gods, worshiping the sun god, all of that stuff, right? That's actually in your history. You worship sun gods and all that crazy stuff, right? But we end up, so the Native American, not Native American, but the the northern kingdom end up taking themselves to a land that nobody ever been before, right? Into southern, central, and North America. Let's show it.
The book of 1 Kings, chapter 11, verse 31.
I'm going to show you the split, right? Come on.
And he said to Jeroboam, take thee 10 pieces, for thus saith the Lord, the God of Israel, behold, I will rid the kingdom out of the hand of Solomon, and will give 10 tribes to thee. But he shall have 1 tribe for my servant David's sake, and for Jerusalem's sake, the city which I have chosen out of all the tribes of Israel.
So these are the southern kingdom, the northern kingdom tribes that separated from the southern kingdom, right? Now go back to second Esdras. That's a lot more than that, all right? Second Esdras chapter 13, start again.
The book of second Esdras, chapter 13, verse 40. Those are the 10 tribes which were...
Remember, he's talking about the 10 tribes. This is long ago, right? Come on.
Which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hoshea the king, whom Salmanasar the king of Israel led away captives, and he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. But they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth.
So y'all said, you know what? We're going to leave away from these heathens. Come on.
And go.
Means other nations outside of the Israelites, right? That's what a heathen means. Meaning outside of the Israelites. Come on.
And go forth into a farther country.
You go what?
Go forth into a farther country where never mankind dwelt.
So over here, let's say North America, nobody ever dwelt here until we came over here. But they'll tell you in school, Christopher Columbus found America, right? That's what's in the school. But that's actually false. Everything that they take from us, they act like it was justifiable, right? But guess what? Our people, the 10 tribes was over here before anybody. We already had civilization. How is it possible for them to come over? Y'all know about the massacre, the Indian massacre, when they killed 33 million people? Over 33 million people. They gave us smallpox, killed us off. They brought guns and all types of things to kill us off because they knew we was experts in war. So they used treaties to break, right? They used treaties to help, but hey, listen, teach us how to bathe. Teach us how to fight. Teach us how to do all these things. And guess what? They created treaties and they broke them. And that's how they did it. They came in, enslaved our people. They killed them off. That's history. And y'all not too young to know that. All right? Y'all need to know that because your schools would never tell you that. You can go ask your history teacher when you go to school. Say, hey, listen, what's the history about the Hispanics? Where do we come from? Why do we speak Spanish? And they're going to be asking you because you just speak Spanish. They have no clue. Right. Have absolutely no clue why you speak Spanish. Because that was never your native tongue. But you would say, hey, listen. You can say, hey, listen. But did your people, the Spaniards, did your people teach us Spanish? Ask them that. No, don't ask them that because you might get kicked out of school for that. Don't do that. We ain't trying to get you done like that. But listen, y'all got any questions? Y'all sure? Hey, listen, y'all give him a flyer? You got one? Hey, listen, we have schools. We have class on Saturdays, right, at 3 p.m. Feel free to bring your parents, whoever you need to bring. All right, this is paramount. We over here on the south side of Oklahoma because y'all are brothers and sisters. Right. Too long we've been separated from each other. Right. We got to come back together. For real. Because we don't look at each other the same. We look at each other like what? Niggas and spicks. That's what we call each other. And that's far from the truth. We're the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. We are God-chosen people. Right. Give me Joel chapter 2. Let me show you something.
The book of Joel chapter 2 verse 27.
Listen to what God said. Come on.
And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel.
He said, I'm in the midst of Israel. He didn't say I'm in the midst of everybody. I'm in the midst of the Israelites. Come on.
And that I am the Lord your God.
Yeah, that be on you, bro. It's that drink. Read it again.
And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel. And that I am the Lord your God.
He said, I am the Lord your God. Come on, listen.
And none else.
And what?
None else.
Oh, my God. What did he just say? What's?
I don't know how to spell it.
You don't know how to explain it?
Spell it.
Spell it?
What he said?
Listen again. I want y'all to pay attention because this is paramount, right? Come on.
Bring it out.
And ye.
But your God ain't like everybody else.
Right.
They don't have no God. You have one. And I'm going to prove that. I ain't just talking out the side of my neck. Everything I'm going to say is in the Bible. You can go to your house and read it. Right. It's going to say the same thing. And this is what y'all need to know. You are a special people. Come on.
Right. The book of Joel chapter 2 verse 27. And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel.
In the midst mean that he's intertwingled with us, right? He's in the midst of. He's watching over us. Come on.
And that I am the Lord your God.
He said, I am the Lord your God. Come on.
And none else.
He said, and none else.
And my people shall never be ashamed.
And don't be ashamed of that. Because the first thing you will say, okay, if God is my God, what about the other people? We always ask, what about other people? We never talk about ourselves. We never want to lift ourselves up. We can't fathom that the living conditions that we in, right? We can't fathom that God would choose us above everybody else on the planet Earth.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.